So you told me to go ahead and dive in?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you guys for having us today. We're super excited to be here. It's going to be a great year for us. I am the field agency manager for Georgia and Alabama, and I'm going to start with Georgia. Let you know what we have. We have a plan for anybody that you possibly could have in your portfolio. We've got 5 PPO plans for 2021, including 2 new PPO plans. We have a 0 premium premier plan. We have Prime and Flex Complete plans that have the same in and out of network cost share. We have a new plan for 2021 called the Endurance PPO plan. This is going to be a plan that's going to be, as you probably know, CMS lifted the mandate on not allowing ESRD patients to be in MAPDs for 2021. This is the plan that we have built for those members. It has, and 2 specific reasons, it has 0 cost dialysis, both in and out of network, as well as unlimited transportation. As you know, dialysis happens at least 3 days a week, and a lot of times transportation is something that's very hard for people to be able to get back and forth to those. So we've taken this plan and made it so that that's a barrier that they no longer have to worry about. We've also got new for 2021, the Imperial D-SNP PPO to go along with our other 2 D-SNP plans. So we have a total of 3 D-SNP plans. This one is a PPO D-SNP that will, they just have to take Medicare and Medicaid. All of our plans have silver sneakers as well as over-the-counter benefits. In addition to that, we have HMO plans that have been in the market. We've got a few new ones, but we've got some that have been here for a while. One is the LIS Compass plan. This plan is built for your members who have LIS levels 1, 2, or 3. You'll see a premium associated with this, as well as a Part D deductible on the summary of benefits. But if they have those 3 levels of LIS, they do not need to worry about that premium or the Part D deductible. So this is perfect for your members with LIS or for your partial duals. It has $2,000 of dental, as well as a $500 flex card. And that's something that's new to our market. Several of our plans have this. We tested it out in a couple of markets last year, went really well, but it is a flexible spending. Think of it as a flexible spending account. The debit card that the members can use to go towards their dental, vision, and hearing costs that go above and beyond the allowable amount that's on the plan. So that's our LIS Compass plan. We have a dividend plan, which is our give back, our Part B give back plan. It is a $70 Part B give back that is increased from $50, which it was previously. We've also got a Guardian plan. That is a C-SNP plan. This plan is for members with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and congestive heart failure. That plan features $1,500 worth of dental, as well as transportation benefit. We have the value plan. We've got, if you do work in numerous areas within the Georgia market, we have 3 different value plans depending on the area that your member is in. So we've got a value plan that is in Metro Atlanta. We've got one for Augusta and Savannah, and one in Columbus, and one for our Macon market. It has up to $1,500 of dental, over the counter, and very low out-of-pocket maximums. I think that you'll find on most of our plans in the Georgia market, you're going to see some of the lowest MOOPs that are going to be out there against our competition. So definitely something to take advantage of. We've got an MA only plan. That's our Patriot plan with $1,500. That's going to be the plan that you're going to talk to your vets. If they utilize the VA, they get their medication through their VA. This is going to be a plan that may be of interest to them. It's got $1,500 of dental, $1,000 flex card. It's also got something that's not listed on here, but it's an in-home support services on a lot of our plans. That's it's a chore service for members. 2-hour sessions for them to have someone come in that helps them around the house if they have certain illnesses, things if they recovering from surgery or trouble getting around, dementia. It helps them with things around their home. We have 3 D-SNP plans. The Access plan is for your members who have QMB status. That plan has $2,000 of dental and a $1,000 flex card. It's got the Liberty plan. That's going to be for your full benefit dual eligibles. That's got $2,500 of dental and $1,500 for the flex card. And as I mentioned earlier, that PPO Imperial plan, $2,000 dental and $1,500 flex card. All plans, again, have silver sneakers. All plans have over-the-counter benefits and an in-home support service on most of them. Expansion counties. This year for WellCare in Georgia, we are expanding into 30 new counties. What you'll find here on this map is that where you see the light green areas, that is where we are. That's our 2020 service area. And for the 2021 year, then the darker green is going to be where we are expanding. So a lot more territory for people to be able to write business in. Very strong network in the Georgia market. For Metro Atlanta, I can tell you we have every Metro Atlanta hospital that you could possibly have. We've got Grady, WellStar, Northside, so we have all of the hospitals in Metro Atlanta. And then I don't know how much time I have, Brian, so I know I flew through that. So any specifics that you want me to touch on?
I think we have till about 3:30 anyway, so.
Hey, Laura, we have a question here. This is Mike Jr. We have a question here from Michael. Is the transportation benefit round trips?
Transportation is broken out, but they're individual one-way trips. So they can use it however they want. So you know, if you've got 12 one-way trips, then if they need both ways, then that's going to be equal to 6. So they are broken up into one-way trips. We want them to be able. Sometimes people have a ride to the doctor, but not a ride home from the doctor. So we want them to utilize that how they need to utilize it. So a couple of things, since I really did fly through that, I didn't know how much time I had. I'll give you a little bit more information about some of our plans this year. On the Premier plan, just to call out a few things. The Premier plan is our PPO, our zero premium plan. It does have $750 in dental. It does have a zero copay for zero copay for primary care and a $35 for a specialist. It also has a flat copay on the out-of-network PCP and specialist as well, but it is $50. So you want to make sure that with that plan, you want to make sure that their doctors, their PCP especially, is in network on that plan. All of our plans have comprehensive dental in the Georgia market. So on it is the Avisus network for our in-network services for dental. So, and for vision, so want to make sure that they are using Avisus dental providers, but it is fully comprehensive on every plan, with the exception of the Guardian plan. The Guardian plan has the new Endurance plan. That is the only plan that has preventive dental only. So every other plan is fully comprehensive up to being able to utilize that benefit for up to dentures if they need dentures. Okay, so any questions on the Georgia plans?
Perfect. You explained it perfectly. No one has any questions, Laura.
Well, I didn't know how much time, and since I had Georgia and Alabama, I didn't know if I thought I had like 10 minutes for both. So.
Yeah, I mean, if we run over for a couple minutes, that's okay too. So.
Okay. So do you want me to go over to the Alabama stuff, or do you want to spend a little bit more time on Georgia?
I guess we can go to Alabama, and then if there's questions, we can address those at the end.
Okay. Can you see my Alabama slide?
Yes.
Okay. So for Alabama, we are currently in Sumter County.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
I still have the Georgia slide.
It's still the Georgia, Laura.
Oh, hold on just a second. I apologize. Let's
No problem.
try one more.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, for the Alabama market, we are currently in Sumter County. For 2021, we are moving into Baldwin, Choctaw, Escambia, Mobile, Washington, and those are going to be the counties that we will be in for 2021. We do have several plans coming to the market. Well, if I can get it to advance. We have the Absolute plan. This is a PPO plan with a $55 Part B give back. On this plan, it does have a zero PCP copay for a zero copay for PCP and a $45 specialist copay. The out of network on this plan is 40%. It has $45 every quarter for over the counter, $750 for dental, $100 to go towards eyewear, and on this plan, it does have silver sneakers. Over the counter is use it or lose it actually on all of our plans. So if it's quarterly benefit, they've got to use it quarterly, does not roll over. On this plan, there's also a $100 deductible for tiers 3 through 5, and it is a zero cost share for tier 1 and $15 for tier 2. And that is the Absolute, that's our $55 give back PPO plan. Also something to note on here, the providers for the dental, that is Liberty Dental, it is Superior Vision, and it is Hear USA for the hearing aid benefits. So that's going to take me to the Liberty plan. The Liberty plan is this is one of our dual plans. This is for your full duals. It's got a $1,500 flex card, a $2,500 dental. Again, that is through Liberty. Got $1,500 to go towards hearing, a $400 vision, and unlimited transportation on this plan. So this is for your full duals. It also has 24 visits. Those are 2-hour home visits. And as I mentioned earlier, that is for members who, that is like a chore service. It's not activities of daily living. It is for someone to come out and help around the house if they are just coming out of the hospital, have certain diagnoses, chronic illnesses, that sort of thing. And then that benefit on all of our plans is administered through case management. That brings me to the essential plan. The essential plan is HMO plan. This plan has a $500 flex card, $1,500 for dental, $200 for vision, and $500 to go towards hearing, as well as 24 one-way trips for transportation. Then that's going to bring me to the Access plan. That is another one of our D-SNP plans. That is for your members who have QMB status. This plan has a $1,000 flex card, $2,000 dental, $300 for vision, $1,000 to go towards hearing, as well as 60 one-way trips, and also therapeutic massage. That's going to bring me to the last plan, which is the Compass plan. The Compass plan is, again, our plan that we have for our folks who have LIS, and that is LIS levels 1, 2, or 3. They don't have to worry about that premium or the Part D deductible that you see listed on in the summary of benefits. That would be taken care of. But it does have a $500 flex card. It has $2,000 for dental and $300 for vision, as well as $750 hearing and 48 one-way trips for transportation. That plan also has a zero PCP copay zero for PCP and $25 specialist, as well as $235 per quarter for over-the-counter benefits. And then as far as hospitals over in Alabama, we do have in that area, we have Providence Health System, CHS, J Hospital System, and Spring Hill Medical. So any questions about Alabama? Okay, then I guess I will pass it to either Ross or to Shane.
This is Ross in South Carolina. Brian, if it's okay, I'll go ahead and go.
Have at it.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I can't talk as fast as Laura does, so I'll try to keep it a little short and brief and try to highlight to you the plans where I think we're definitely going to be winners in the state of South Carolina. Laura, do you want to stop sharing so I can share my screen real quick? All right, let's see if I can figure this out here. Okay. And let's see here. First thing I want to do is go to the last slide because I don't have a lot of contact with you guys as of right now. But let's go ahead and give you my contact information first of all. That way, if you have any questions or concerns or you need more details, here's my information. Telephone 864-561-1917. I'm in the Greenville area, which is the upstate. One of my managers, Robert Alley, is in the Charleston area. There's his phone number. And LaRon is in the Midlands or in the Columbia in the state capital. So feel free to reach out to any of us here. And I could come back to that here in a minute. But again, instead of trying to blow through everything, you can see we got a ton of plans here and usually takes about an hour to get through these plans. Just quickly go through some things and then highlight the plans where I really feel like we're going to come to the table with a winner for you across the state. Real quick, this is the footprint map. You see the lighter colors 2020, that's where we're this year. The darker orange is where we're going for 2021. There are 4 counties up here in the Northeast we're not in. However, those counties are covered by All Well. Not to confuse you too much, but basically there's still 2 plan offerings in the state. There's 2 All Well plans. They have an HMO and a D-SNP. And then a WellCare has 9 plan offerings in the state. Really, to boil it right down for you, if you're in the PD area in Florence and you have members that are using the McLeod hospital system and they don't want to change, that's when we're going to recommend you go to the All Well product because we're not contracted with McLeod, with WellCare for 2021. Besides that, anywhere else in the state, you're going to be better off with the WellCare plans. The bottom line, they're just better plans. We're extremely well covered in network in the upstate, in Charleston, and also in Columbia. So really in that Northeast corridor is where we recommend you use All Well. Looking at the plans very quickly, I want to try again to highlight to you the plans that are going to you're going to have the best options for. The first plan is our give back plan. It's the absolute PPO plan. You can see it's offered across the whole state. Last year, the give back was $60. This year, we raised it to $70, which you don't see very often. Most companies will have 60 one year and it'll be 30 the next or something like that. We raised it. Some changes to the plan as well. We added some OTC to the plan, $45 a quarter. And you don't really see that very often either on a give back plan. The ancillary benefits, of course, on a give back are going to be lower than a normal plan, but they're still pretty strong. You got $750 in dental, $100 in vision, $350 per ear in hearing. But again, this was our #1 selling plan last year, and I would expect that it will be again this year. This is the best give back plan in the state. Well, I guess I'm not allowed to say that, but in my opinion, it is the best give back plan in the state. So definitely keep that in mind, the absolute give back plan. Another push plan we have this year is the Premier PPO. It's a $0 premium PPO. We actually lowered the max out of pocket on the plan from $6,000 down to $5,500. If you've been looking around at competitors' plans, nobody's lowering their MOOP this year. Most of them are increasing it because of ESRD. Well, we actually lowered it. The OTC benefit is extremely generous at $105 a quarter, which is over $400 a year. Dental $1,000, vision $200, hearing at $750, and this plan has a flex card of $200. If you're not familiar with the flex card, it's kind of like a preloaded debit card. They can use that $200 to supplement the ancillary benefits that they already have in place. So I don't think anybody else is offering a flex card in the state of South Carolina this year, so it's definitely a big selling point, a good incentive to buy for the members. So this is good $0 PPO with strong ancillaries, good at OTC. Next plan we'll look at is our MA only plan, aptly named the Patriot Plan because you're going to target veterans on this, obviously. Again, this plan is very loaded. You see $0 PCP, $0 specialist, $150 a quarter in OTC benefits, so $600 a year. We have the 24 trips, one-way trips on this plan, $1,500 in dental, $200 vision, $1,000 per year in hearing, and the flex card on this plan is $750. So very strong benefit offering there. If you wanted to add the $750 onto the dental, you're well over $2,000 available. And the plan also has the 24 chore service visits. Much kind of echo what Laura said on that's a 2-hour. You can use it in home for vacuuming, dishes, light meal prep. Just something to help the member out, whether recovering or they're unable to do certain things. Again, I've looked at the competition. The MA only plan here is for benefits. We're going to come out on top. So keep that in mind if you're in that market. If you're not, this will be a good reason to get into it. Next plan we'll look at is the WellCare D-SNP plan. It's the Access. It's an HMO plan. You can see it's statewide. This plan is just loaded up. Again, looking at the competition, this is going to be a big winner for us. Of course, you have zeros across the board when you're dealing in dual environment. $0 PCP, $0 specialist. The OTC on this plan is through the roof. You got, well, depending on what county you're in, you got to make sure you're using the right plan. The counties on the left are the 6,000 plan. The counties on the right are the 4,000 plan. On the left, it's $455 per quarter in OTC. On the right, it's $510 a quarter in OTC. So I had to make sure I was reading that correctly the first time I saw it. Of course, on the D-SNP plan, we have unlimited one-way trips. All of our plans, I should have said in the beginning, have silver sneakers at zero cost. All of our plans are also, if you use the CVS 90-day mail order prescriptions, tier 1 and 2 are $0. Tiers 3 and 4, you can get a 90-day supply for the cost of $60. And again, that's on all our plans. On this plan, you'll see on the dual plan here, we have $3,000 in dental, $350 vision, $1,000 per year in hearing, and the flex card on this plan is $1,500. So if you know, a lot of dual people lead not a lot of dental work. Well, if you look at it, they got $3,000 to start with. They could add $1,500 more, takes you to $4,500. Throw in the $750 from Medicaid, and you're over $5,000 in dental available to that beneficiary for 1 year. So just outstanding benefits. This plan as well has a 24 2-hour chore service visits. And again, take a look around the state, and you're not going to see better options than the D-SNP Access plan. We'll flip through a couple of these because in order to save some time. The last plan I want to bring to your attention is our LIS Compass plan. Very similar to the plans that they have in Georgia and Alabama, designed specifically for LIS members. You'll see on the plan, there's a $12 premium. There's also a $445 prescription card deductible. LIS levels 1 through 3, that is zeroed out, so they would have no premium and they would have no deductible on their prescription. So really, you wouldn't want to sell this plan to anybody that is an LIS because of those reasons. But for your LIS member, somebody that's not fully dual, but they are getting help, this is a great place to put them. $0 PCP, $25 specialist, $125 a quarter OTC, or $500 a year. The plan increased from 24 to 36. You got dental at $1,500, vision at $300, hearing $1,000, and we added an extra $200 on the flex card. So again, a great place to put your LIS members. And really, and I'll go ahead and pull down to the last slide here so you guys can have my phone number and email and my 2 managers, Robert and Laurent. I know I'm talking to 100 miles an hour, but I really just wanted to point out to you the plans that are going to be clear winners in the state of South Carolina. Any questions I could answer for anybody out there?
Yes. Where would we call to verify whether or not they have or what they're eligible in terms of the dual SNPs?
Well, that's a great question, and the answer is our new enrollment platform, which is Ascend, which you may or may not be familiar with, will have that. That'll have it built into it. You can check on Ascend where they're at with their either LIS or dual eligibility.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't realize that. All right, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
We're also going to go through that in the training as well. We're going to teach you the Ascend app as well as the SPOP phone number, so that you have two different resources to check there. But when we do your training before you, specifically, we'll teach you how to do all of that.
Any more questions on South Carolina plans?
There is one here, yes, Ross. It's actually, does the OTC roll over, or is it a use it or lose it?
It does roll over, yes.
Excellent.
Now, the all well plans are use it or lose it, the HMO and the D-SNP that they offer. And again, we'd only recommend those in the northeast corridor of the state, just because of one hospital system. But the WellCare plans do roll over. If there's no more questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Myself and my staff are here to make it easy for you to do business with us, and we'll go to bat for you and help you with whatever you need. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here.
Thank you, Ross.
You're quite welcome.
I think we're going to go over to Shane now to handle North Carolina. Is that correct?
Shane, you might be on mute.
I'm here. I'm technically challenged today. My router died this weekend, so I'm using my phone. So I apologize.
No worries. No worries. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So, and I will bring it up at the end. But Dan and Mike have all my contact information for sure, and I'll make sure it's available to you guys. I'm starting with this slide because just to get an idea of the commitment that Centene is making to North Carolina. If you see this, we got $1 billion investment. They are moving dirt right now for our East Coast headquarters that will start with 3,000 jobs and up to 6,000 by the time it's over. Really excited about this. This will be the whole Eastern Seaboard headquarters moving forward. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the opportunities in North Carolina and what we're doing. Okay, so just want to give you a perspective. This is our current footprint. This is just our third year going into our fourth year here. We have 12 counties out in Western North Carolina and 5 just north of Raleigh, which is located here. In perspective, Charlotte is right here in the Mecklenburg area. This is where we are expanding into this year for 2021, the blue counties. So this whole stretch right here, this is called basically the Fayetteville area. That is where Fort Bragg is located, if anybody's familiar with that. A lot of opportunities out here because in general in North Carolina, the further east you go, the less the least amount of options you have. You've got MAPD plans that have $40, $50, $80 premiums, and all ours, as you know, in general, we have 0 premiums for our MAPD plans. Guilford County is also called Greensboro, North Carolina. So that's a great expansion area we're excited about. And then this area just north of Charlotte has a lot of potential with our D-SNP plans. And then of course, we're still strong out west, this is considered the Asheville area. And then again, these 5 counties kind of spread out would be kind of north of Raleigh, Durham, Raleigh. If you ever heard of the Durham Bulls baseball team and the old movie, that's where it's located. And then we have Orange County. This is the whole triad of Duke, UNC, Wake Forest as far as college basketball goes. So that's kind of this whole area right in here. But what I want to do is touch on some key selling features, and I'll bring up some points on each one. First thing is we have 3 new plans here. Some of them, they have the same names, and South Carolina's got the Absolute plan and the Patriot plan. Our benefits are a little bit different, but these 3 plans we're excited about, all PPO plans. Summit is our LIS plan. These are for people that have extra help with their prescription drugs. So they're not full duals. They're kind of tweeners, as I call them, in between. But if they have LIS 1, 2, or 3, we've got some great plans designed for these. Absolute plan, the give back plan, to Ross's point earlier, I guess I'll technically say we have one of the best give back plans to be compliant, but our $75 give back plan leaves a lot of opportunity for multiple streams of income, and also leave that member with better benefits than when you started. Patriot plan, again, MA only plan built here. Excited about the opportunities around the Fayetteville area, considering Fort Bragg. Also want to let you guys know, although we're in 27 counties right now, when I got here, we were in 7. Now we're up to 27. I've been here for, this is my second year in North Carolina. So we're continuing to expand quickly. There's 100 counties here total, and it won't be too long down the road for you'll probably see us on all of them. But the beauty is all plans in all counties. So whatever plan we have on the west side of the state is exactly what we have in the central to east side of the state. No differences in benefits or anything of that nature. So that's an easy, the keep it simple principle, right? We've also really improved our D-SNP PPO plan. I believe we were the first market to have this last year in WellCare. I know we've expanded in some other areas, but we've really increased the benefits in this plan. And I'll give you an example of that. It's opened up a lot of opportunities. Again, we've got the chores and the PCS, the personal care service, added to our D-SNP plans and our LIS plan I was talking about, this summit plan earlier. We have increased dental, transportation, and OTC benefits across the board. I say across the board, the majority of our plans. The new Flex card that we've talked about, that's in place here too. Same usage out of that one. The personal emergency response system is a very well received, and we put that on all plans this year. Very good tool to build relationships or referrals. Very easy to use. It also has a cell service capability, so they're not stuck at home. We found they really like that. And we have we were part of Silver Sneakers now. This year we were part of Silver and Fit. So we're back with Silver and Sneakers for 2021. Want to give you kind of an overview of some of the plans. This is the absolute give back plan here. Again, I won't go line for line because you've heard this, a very similar setup, but our give back part B, pretty hard to beat here. And that's been a lot of buzz, a lot of talk around the state among different agents and agencies about this give back plan. So there's a lot of opportunity here. The ancillary plan, the ancillary benefits in this are built up pretty well too and stacked up nice. This one also has the ability, has some OTC benefit, and ours are set up every quarter. So while they'll roll over from month to month, it's every quarter, every 3 months they have to use these OTC benefits. The Patriot plan, aptly named again, built for the VA members, has a strong benefits with the dental and vision here. There's not really any competition as far as the MA onlys that match what we have here. Also, you've got the Flex card is introduced in this Patriot plan. This Summit plan, this is the LIS plan as we call it. People that have a LIS level 1, 2, and 3, maybe have their Medicaid Part B premiums paid for, but don't have full Medicaid. Keep in mind when you're looking at this, don't get confused where it says there's a $20.90 premium and it also shows the deductible. By the fact that they have LIS, these are covered. So there will not be a premium or deductible for anyone with LIS levels 1, 2, and 3. Great setup where you've got some transportation built in here and some of that in-home support service that you would not see typically with somebody that had either partial Medicaid or LIS like this. So those are great benefits. The Premier plan, a lot of guys sold that. Had somebody here for Diversified did really well with our Premier plan last year, and that's a kind of our flagship plan here. And moving forward, we've got the MOOP of the same in and out of network. Last year it was 10,000 out and 5,500 in. We've matched that across the board here. We also have set copays out of network instead of percentages, and that ranks up really well with a lot of plans here locally that have copays in this $25 to $50 range in network. So this is out of network. So that's a good thing there. And again, all these plans are in every county that they're located. Had to do some last minute updates here because they increased the benefits on our D-SNP plan. So our HMO D-SNP has really gone out on the hearing aids. You've got up to $4,000 for a set of ears, so to speak, right? Plus a flex card built in with that, the transportation built in here. This is the HMO D-SNP. What I really want to talk about, is what they've done to our D-SNP PPO plan. That really eliminates any issues as far as, is this doctor in network or out of network, right? To give you an example, this year, the OTC is 300. They're moving it to 400. This year, we didn't have any transportation in place. Now it's unlimited transportation. The dental this year right now is only 1,000. So they've moved it up to 3,500. That's a pretty big deal. There is, maybe Aetna has a plan that's an HMO only out west that comes close, but it doesn't meet the same benefits that we have out, and that's only in a handful of counties out in the Buncombe area. So we stack up really well against our competition here in pretty much every phase here. This one has a flex card. This is the first year with our flex card here, and then they've got the in-home support really stacked on this D-SNP PPO with 24 visits. And if anybody has any particular questions about those plans, I'll come back to it, but I don't want anybody nodding off on me while we're going through this, right? Our value plan is just been there for a while. It's still in place to keep member abrasion, and we've increased the HMO value plan over year, but really you want to look at that premier PPO plan instead. This is just a quick overview of our prescription drug plans across the country. I will tell you, if you, in North Carolina, we do not have any MAPD plans, nor does the competition, to my understanding, have any of those new plans with the insulin cost sharing built into the MAPDs. But we do have our standalone PDP plans that have that new tier 3 low cost built in. And those are the value script and wellness here in the middle, and this RX value plus to the outside. So if that comes up, again, the insulin cost sharing is not built into the MAPDs, but the standalone PDPs is these two here in the middle, and then the one on the end, the high premium RX value plus. Our network expansion here continues to grow. Hospital systems in the state continue to grow, especially with the Medicaid expansion that we'll have coming up next year. And with the Medicaid expansion, that just brings more network opportunities across the state. This is a picture of all our vendors, and there you guys are familiar with HealthPlex up there in the Northeast, right? So that's our dental. They handle our in and out of network. Silver Sneakers, Here USA. VRI is the PERS, very easy to work with. Many agents have told me that it's a simple phone call, and we have that information available, and they're real easy to work with. Maxim here locally does our chores and personal care, and then Premier Eye Care handles our ancillary vision. These are just some contact information, a way to order those PERS here in the state. I'll make this deck available to Brian or whoever wants to ask. Of course, we have the Ascend platform that's available, and how to go in there. But again, I'll give you an example. I had an agent who called me up the day before I got the network information, but she said, Shane, if you guys have First Health hospital systems in Moore, Montgomery, and Richmond, I said, I'm getting ready to move around 100 members in the Lee and Harnett area to your give back plan. And ironically, that night I got an email confirming that health system has been in place. Adds about 225 doctors and 3 hospitals. So very excited to hear about that. We have the hospital system called Cape Fear Valley that runs this whole area, and then picking up First Health in here really solidifies the expansion here. And again, the more you go east here, the less competition, or the less options, let's put it that way, that people have. So coming in with our plans that are available here, especially with that give back and the D-SNP PPO, really going to have a great opportunity. Also in these areas too, if you're doing any drops or making any calls, Catawba, Iredell, Alexander, a lot of D-SNP possibilities. And as you know, we're all in the same boat for AEP, whether they're TMA or D-SNPs. They're all going to be 1-1 effectives. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer those now. And I think Dan fell asleep, but maybe he'll wake you up. You up, Dan? You got any questions? I'm just busting on you. I'll see you. If y'all, anything I can do, y'all let me know. This is not good. Sorry about that. Lost my slides there, but here is my contact information right here. So if anybody has any questions or wants to email me, they can get a hold of me there. This is our current Medicaid verification line that is up, you can use today to check Medicaid. One thing to note too, I believe that is going to be available. My understanding is it will be available through AEP, but to Ross's point, the way the Ascend platform works, it's going to be real easy to use it in that platform. And it'll tell you exactly what they qualify for. If you get stuck in a paper app situation, this is a line you can use. Also, the enrollment resource guides, the books that you're going to be getting across the country, is they are going to have, and the D-SNP plans, they are going to have the MSP levels that qualify for that plan in the book. So if it's again, if it's an Imperial D-SNP PPO plan in North Carolina, for instance, you're going to know that FBDE and QMB Plus qualify for that plan. If it's our Access HMO plan, you're going to know that it's FBDE, QMB Plus, and QMB that qualify for that plan. It'll say it in the book. So that is a new thing I'm excited about. It's like one of those, wow, why didn't we think of that a decade ago? But it's it really helps out, especially when you're in the field, considering a vast majority of North Carolina is very rural. Now, if you're around that Raleigh area, you shouldn't really have too many areas, but you guys have an agent who wrote quite a bit in Person County, and that's out in the middle of nowhere. So this is good to have this information on hand to where if you don't have internet access, you'll at least have the ability to know what plans qualify for what person.
Great. Thank you, Shane.
Thanks, Mike.
I think we're all set with questions. I have a question for the whole crew. Does anybody see why we're so excited about Centene this year so far? I mean, if you look at the products across the board, you just got a nice glimpse into what we're talking about. If you remember back on Thursday, we talked a lot about how don't get your license yet. We'll